G'day, it's Gus Worland here from Gotcha4Life, and I've got a lady on the line that does magnificent work. Her name is Sam, and she works for 180, does amazing work in youth suicide in particular down here on the northern beaches. And Sam, thanks for fitting us in and around your uni and this isolation. Before we get into it, how are you coping with this virus?
I think pretty good in the scheme of things. I think it's definitely about like kind of riding that wave of emotion. I think it's, a bit different every single day, and you kind of just have to try and go with it the best that you can. But yeah, I've still got uni and work, so I'm definitely just keeping busy at the moment.
Beautiful. So how's uni? Is it all online now?
Yeah, we've moved online, which has definitely been a bit of a change, something to get used to. I'm doing my Masters of Clinical Psychology, so we were supposed to kind of have started going into the clinic and stuff at the moment. So that's been delayed. Yeah, just doing it online at the moment, which is a bit tricky, but
yeah, my son's been the same, and his girlfriend have been the same. Macquarie University, Sydney University, and there's something that you can do. You can tick the box, you can get through it, but there's just, it's that uni life. It's the whole package now that has obviously changed.
Yeah, 100%. I think this was the first time that I was really loving actually going into uni as well. So yeah, that's a bit of a bummer, but I think everyone's in the same boat. So
getting through it the best we can. Now, yeah. Sam, how have 180 been able to pivot through, what has been just unprecedented times?
Yeah. So our main program is called Open Up, which is a peer support group. So we were previously running that in 4 different locations across Sydney. And, midway through March, when the new social distancing rules were coming in place, we I think a bit early in that process, decided to shift things online quite quickly. I think it was maybe the second week of March. There was a few questions, and we were just really concerned about our participants' safety and our facilitators' safety. So yeah, we decided to shift those all online, which big props to all of our facilitators for just taking up that challenge quite quickly. Yeah. We kind of just sprung it on them. But yeah, so it's definitely been interesting, a few challenges, but we've got there. So yeah.
Have you found it, Sam, that you've still been able to build the same sort of safety and the same sort of, I suppose, atmosphere to be vulnerable, to get the most out of it? Because I know how much it is when you are face to face, but that's the one thing that I've been so surprised at, that it's actually brought quite a few people into the areas to chat that perhaps they wouldn't have in the past because they wouldn't have turned up, but in the safety of their own bedroom or home with a laptop or a phone, more people now want to hear what we have to say.
Exactly. I think that's it. It's kind of removed one of the barriers, at least if you're looking on the positive side of things, in terms of people coming along, and also just increasing the access in general for people who mightn't have, lived in one of the local areas that we were already running one of the sessions in. So I think that is definitely one of the positives to come out of it. But I think just having that, it does make a difference to be there physically and be able to see, read people's body language. I think that's, normally quite important. But I think given the circumstances, that our facilitators have done a really, really good job at making the spaces feel as safe and comfortable for the participants as possible.
What areas in Sydney do you cover off for people watching this now to get hold of you guys to understand how they can get involved? Can you let them know?
Yeah, so before we kind of moved online, we were running them in 3 locations across the northern beaches. So we had Avalon, Mona Vale and Brookvale, and we also had one in Surrey Hills. So we'll go back to those sessions once, this kind of all passes. But, we may also consider keeping an online session, just because it means that people from anywhere in the country really can come and join us, which is something that, we definitely want to keep. So, yeah.
I think you can go international once you go online, can't you?
I hope so. Yeah. That would be so cool.
Yeah, we had some people the other day from Tomorrow Man. We had a guy in the States, we had a guy in the UK, and, talking to Tomorrow Man and Tomorrow Woman, they were thinking, how are we going to do this? But, props to them, same as you guys, really pivoted quickly, and they're thinking moving forward that they might even go 60-40 online compared to where it's just something we wouldn't have really discussed if we didn't have this pandemic.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, we for a while kind of discussed, the possibility, I guess, of having it online. So I think this was good in the sense that it really just pushed us, like there was no other option really. So it really just pushed us over the edge to accept the challenge and just like see how it would work online. But yeah, I think we'll be moving in a similar direction in terms of having that proportion of in-person and online in the future for sure.
Yeah, I think options and everyone is different. There's something that you might love, I may not love, and all our sets of friends and people. So give as many options as possible. Just in your experience, could you give online community just a few tips on how you've got through it and how they can best get through, what, as I've said before, is something we've never had to deal with?
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking about this a little bit earlier, and something that one of my uni lecturers actually said to us, who is a psychologist, and she kind of just said, like, just do your best. Like, good enough is fine. And that just like a wave of calmness over me. I think that the do good enough is really a point to take home. That's going to look different for everyone, of course, because we've all kind of come into this with different backgrounds and like different kind of circumstances. So I guess optimize during this time. Just do good enough for what you need to do to get through at the moment, I guess.
Yeah, just take the pressure off yourself a little bit and just bumble your way through it. And I suppose that's a great example for me when I talk to blokes in particular, is that this perfect world that we're trying to live in, this perfect Instagram world or social media world, or everyone seems to be flying and doing things so wonderfully, and you sort of feel like you're getting left behind a little bit. Well, no, at the end of the day, just doing well enough and just getting through sometimes is an absolute huge tick.
100%, couldn't agree more. I think it takes a lot of the pressure off if you can kind of try and live by that at least.
Yes. And so for people to get hold of 180, how do they get hold of you guys to work out what you're doing and to support you and to understand what you're up to?
I think going on our Instagram is probably the best place, just because we update that most regularly. So it's just 180_Inc. And just to clarify, it's the words 1 and 80 actually spelled out rather than the numerical numbers. Or we've also got a website, www.180.org.au. So we keep both of those updated pretty regularly and has all of our contact details. So we're always more than happy for people to get in touch with us and have a chat, answer any questions that they might have.
Well, you guys do a brilliant job, and we're so happy to be associated and partnered with you guys. And everyone thinks of the Northern Beaches, and it is magnificent, but we do have issues, and we're doing our best to try to help one that is quite a big one, isn't it? Especially with what you guys are doing with youth. So congratulations, and it's lovely to talk to you, Sammy, and good luck with your uni and all that jazz.